Hello, algebra students. This is section 6.4 of what we did in class on Monday, January 11th, and we found the greatest common factor. Numbers I taught you to do by hand. I'm also going to teach you on the calculator. So on the calculator, anytime you have things you want to find the greatest common factor of, you're going to go to the calculator, maybe. You're going to hit Menu, Number. We want to find the greatest common divisor. And so on the front we had 75 and 100. So you separate them with a comma. You can only put 2 in at a time. So a little bit later when we have 3, I'm going to go ahead and show you what to do. But now I know that my greatest common factor is 25. Easy enough. Okay, I gave you another example in class 32 and 64. So if I do that, follow the same thing, and actually I'm going to show you another trick. You can even type in GCD, and then you want to do 32 and 64. That's going to give you 32. So GCF is 32. Here's a list of rules if you're making your own factoring tree. If your number is even, it has to be divisible by 2. If your number ends with a 5, you can always divide it by 5. If your number ends with 0, you can divide it by 10. And if your number's digits add to a number divisible by 3, then it is divisible by 3. Now, moving on to variables. When you want to find the GCF among variables, if they have a common base, so all these have a base x, then choose the smallest power, which would be this one. So my GCF would be x. Reason being, if I have x cubed, x squared, and x, my factors are this. So the only one that they share is that one x. So just look, does every term have that letter? If so, what's the lowest power of that letter? So if I want to find the GCF of this, I'm going to go to my calculator. I have 3, 18, and 15. So GCD has 3 and 18 gives me 3. So I'm going to take this 3, the answer, and do it again. GCD, okay, between 3 and the other number was 15. So 3 is my GCF. Okay, maybe. 3 is my GCF. Do they all have x's? No. So I cannot include x in my GCF. I'm finished with that problem. Here, I'm going to speed things up even more. You can check this on the calculator if you want to. I have 3 things. So 5 is prime, 10 is 2 times 5, and 1 is 1. They have nothing in common between all 3 of them, so there is no number. Looking at variables, they all have an x. The lowest power of x is x. Okay? Moving further along, this one, my GCF is 10. Lowest power is x to the third, so it would be x to the third. That one I'm going to skip past. This one, 4 is my number GCF, and you can check that on the calculator. I can't include x because all 3 terms do not have an x. This one has a y, so I cannot do it. GCF is 4. This one, 27x squared, because that is the lowest power of x. And that's it. That's what we did.